Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 63 of the Dear Herbalist Podcast titled Herbal Hacks, Affordable Remedies for Financially Challenging Times. Now, let me ask you this question. With inflation driving up the cost of everything from groceries to healthcare, how can you stay healthy without breaking the bank? What if the solution to rising expenses and better health is already in your kitchen? Well, guess what? It is. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that is this evening and how you can better prepare your herbal medicine cabinet with what you have in your kitchen. So let me give you some tips on how you can use herbs to help address common issues that are in your household while on a budget. Now, tip number one, because I like to just dive right on in. If you want to get herbs for free, then forage. Okay, I'll say that again. If you want to get herbs for free, then forage. There are common herbs that are growing around you right now. And we are in August right now? So there are several herbs that can be foraged in North America that have multiple uses for free. Free 99, and we all like free. Now, you can harvest these, then dry them out by tying them at the base with some cotton string. Flip them upside down, hang them in a mild shady area, not in too much sun, so that they can dry. And then you can store them for teas or tinctures. So let me give you some example of these herbs that I'm talking about. Number one, and this is my personal favorite, tastes amazing as a tea. I'm actually using it right now and I drink it. I love it. I also sell it, but also I am harvesting some of my own so that I can make a tincture out of it. So Eastern white pine. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but it grows dang near everywhere. All right. It is native to North America and it is a tree. It's very tall. It has a straight trunk. It's very soft. It has flexible needles, about 5 to 1 little bud. And it is traditionally used to address respiratory issues such as coughs, colds, due to its expectorant properties, meaning that the ability to throw off excess mucus. It can also be used topically for its anti-inflammatory effects on your skin. Eastern white pine is number one. It's the easiest to identify. It's the easiest to pick, and it grows everywhere. So this weekend, get out there and get you some Eastern white pine. You will thank me for it. You can do a tea with it, like I said before, steeping the leaves in hot water, or you can do a whole bunch in a jar, cover it up completely with alcohol, and let it sit for a few months, and you have a tincture. Now, if you do an 8-ounce jar, or if you do a 16-ounce jar, or a 32-ounce jar, however much you want to do, it will last you a long time because, again, with tinctures, you don't need a whole cup of it. Okay, tinctures, just normally a couple of drops under the tongue. If you have an onset of something, a couple drops under the tongue, maybe a couple times a day, or if you're just doing maintenance, maybe 1 or 2 drops under the tongue every day or every other day. Just depends on what you have going on. But Eastern white pine is my favorite. That's why it's number 1 on the list. Next one that you can find is goldenrod. It's often found in fields and along roadsides, but you want to be careful if you're picking along roadsides because of the emissions. So be careful with that. But it is known for its anti-inflammatory and diuretic properties, especially for those who hold a lot of fluid. Diuretic properties mean that it helps throw the fluid off of the body. It can be used in teas, or you can create a tincture out of it just as well to support your urinary tract system and reduce inflammation. So if you have a child that goes through UTIs, or you yourself have gone through UTIs, look at goldenrod as a viable option to address it. Next, we've all heard about this one, elderberry. So the berries and flowers of elderberry are commonly used to boost the immune system as well as to address colds and flu. Elderberries can be made into syrups, tinctures, or even teas. Next herb is mullein. Now this is recognizable by its tall stalks, fuzzy leaves. Mullein is used for respiratory issues. The leaves can be dried for teas or made into tinctures to soothe coughs or congestion. If you have someone that has respiratory disorders, if you have someone that has asthma, someone that has liver disorders and things like that, you can use mullein for that. So keep that in your arsenal. The next one you can go pick for free is chicory. Now, chicory is often found in the fields, and chicory roots can be roasted and used as a coffee substitute if you're trying to get off coffee. But the leaves can actually be used in salads or cooked as a green. So this is one as well, especially if the groceries get low. Next is red clover. Now, red clover can be found in meadows and fields. Red clover is used for its potential benefits in balancing your hormones and supporting your skin health. You can use the flowers for teas or tinctures. And red clovers are also easy, in my opinion, to identify. You'll see them from a mile away. Make sure, if you don't have right now, go on Amazon, go in your local bookstore, get a field guide so that you know what's growing around you. That's going to be very important for people when you're talking about budgets and running out of money. And, you can't pay Joe Schmo, the herbalist, to go walking you through the forest to figure out what's going on. Then you're going to have to do it yourself. And there are a lot of herbs out there that are really, really easy to identify. They are really, really free, and they will help you out. So please go get your field guide. If it's $5, if it's $10, if it's $15, it'll be the best money that you have ever spent. All right. Now, let's say you've gathered some of these. The next thing you want to do is, okay, I want to make tinctures. Now, the next budget tip is some glass jars. Now, if you eat jelly or mayonnaise or something like that and you have a glass jar, wash it out and save it. Don't throw those jars away, because you can definitely reuse them again, and that keeps the cost low. Or you can go to the dollar store as well and get some jars or some really cheap mason jars. That's another way that you can save money. And in these glass jars, you can create tinctures or herbal cough syrups and stuff like that, and you can store them away for when you need them. Another budget tip is on carrier oils. So you can use budget-friendly oils like olive oil and sunflower oil. These oils tend to be maybe a little more expensive than your quote-unquote vegetable oils, which you really don't want to use that too much or at all, really. Use olive oil. That's just my personal recommendation. That's what I use. Use olive oil, okay? But you can use that to create your skincare products, okay? You can also do herb-infused oils as well with olive oil. Now, you can also use inexpensive vodka or grain alcohol for your tinctures. Now, remember, like I said before, you don't need a lot of drops for tinctures. So if you have a big family, then maybe consider doing a 16 ounce, or if you're trying to store for, times where you don't know what's going to happen, then get the biggest jar you can get, stuff it with herbs about halfway or a little more than that, and then completely cover the herbs with your grain alcohol or your vodka. Now, I use vodka, but you can use grain alcohol or whatever. I tend to give it's okay to give a little bit to your children. That's what I do. If necessary, depending on the issue, you only give a small amount. Now, you can use glycerin, because I have used that as well. Would I say that it's a budget-friendly option? It really depends on where you get it from. Okay? Especially people that are dealing with issues of alcoholism, or you don't want your kids to have a few drops of vodka. That's okay too. That is okay. I'm not advocating alcoholism amongst children. Definitely am not. So consider glycerin as well. Just, shop around. That's the best thing I can tell you for that. So the next thing you would want to do, okay, is search for inexpensive yet effective essential oils. And typically, if the plant that the oil is being extracted from, let's say it grows just like crazy, 9 times out of 10, the oil is more likely to be affordable because it doesn't cost a lot to grow it. So these are some essential oils that I would recommend that you get. If you don't have them now, go ahead and get them. Number one is oregano oil. Now, oregano oil you can put on any type of fungal infections, scalp infections, and things like that, stomach issues. You can use oregano oil. Lavender is my next recommendation. You can use lavender for a myriad of things. I mean, it's a laundry list of ideas not ideas, it's a laundry list of things that lavender can address. Clove oil is a huge one. You want to use that for any type of dental issues. So have some clove oil in your cabinet. Peppermint oil, rosemary, thyme, and tea tree oils. Okay. All of these oils that I just recommended can be used for multiple issues, from skin issues to respiratory issues. That's another way that you can do herbal medicine on a budget. Try to find those oils that have multiple uses so that you don't have to buy this special herb for this and that special herb for that. And, that's your money will go out real quick. So get these oils, the oregano oil, lavender, clove, peppermint, rosemary, thyme, tea tree oil. Get these oils and make sure you have them in your arsenal. All right. So we talked about a few individual things. Let's talk about some remedies. All right. So let's talk about a few remedies that you can make right now and put in your cabinet. And these are inexpensive things that you can do. Number one, herbal cough syrup. So what you want to do is fill a jar halfway with crushed garlic and then cover it with 100% pure honey. Make sure it is 100% pure honey. That may be something you have to invest in, but it's well worth the money because it's going to give you the desired effect. And depending on whatever issue you're dealing with, you're not going to have to use a lot of it anyway. But you want to make sure it's pure honey and not honey flavored syrup, because other than that, it just defeats the purpose. But once you do that, once you fill up the jar, okay, you cover it with honey and all of that, and you got your garlic and your honey all in there sitting. You want to let it sit for 24 hours so that the properties from the garlic can be pulled out by the honey. This particular cough syrup can be used for the respiratory system as well as help boost your immune system as well. And you can use it for children. Again, I have my own kids. I use it for them if I hear any coughing of any kind or any rattling in the chest. I definitely make sure I give them a tablespoon of that every morning. But if they have something active or chest rattling and that type of thing, I usually try to give it to them twice, a spoonful twice a day. Next, stomach issues. This can arise from just eating bad food. Maybe the holiday season will come and you're eating somebody's green bean casserole, and it just went sour on you. You never know what can happen. But stomach issues can happen. So you want to make some ginger tea. This is the most simple recipe, but it's effective. If you can find fresh ginger root, it can be inexpensive if you just get the smaller amounts, but you want to use fresh ginger root with honey and lemon. Now, I will say, you may hear me say honey a few times. So what I would do is just buy one big bottle of honey and make these things, and then that way you just kind of have them. But you're probably definitely going to need some honey, so keep that in mind. So ginger tea for stomach issues, or you can chew on a little bit of ginger root as well. That also works well for kids. Now, let's look at some natural inhalants. So natural inhalants provide a convenient and effective way to support various aspects of your health. All right, so let's look at what these natural inhalants can do. Number one, respiratory relief. So for congestion and colds, you can use inhalants like eucalyptus, peppermint, and menthol to help clear the nasal passages, reduce your sinus congestion, and ease breathing during colds and flu. Okay. Allergies and asthma. Some natural inhalants help soothe irritated airways and reduce symptoms of allergies or mild asthma by opening up the airways. Next, stressing and anxiety reduction. So for relaxation, you can use lavender, chamomile, and sandalwood. These are known for their calming effects. Inhaling these can help reduce stress, promote relaxation, and improve sleep quality. You can also use inhalants for mood enhancement. So citrus oils like orange or lemon, these can uplift your mood and reduce feelings of anxiety or depression. You can also use herbal inhalants for headache relief. So if you tend to have tension and migraine headaches, you can use peppermint and eucalyptus oils to kind of help relieve the tension by cooling the skin and relaxing the muscles. They're often inhaled to ease migraines or tension type headaches. Another one is mental clarity and focus. So if you're looking for more cognitive support, you can use essential oils such as rosemary, peppermint, and basil, because these are believed to enhance mental clarity, concentration, as well as memory. By inhaling these, you can help improve your focus during work or if you're studying for something, a test, that type of stuff. Another benefit of the inhalants, there are the antimicrobial benefits. So air purification. You can use oils such as tea tree, thyme, and eucalyptus. These have antimicrobial properties which can help cleanse your air and reduce the presence of bacteria, viruses, or fungus in your environment. Next is pain relief. So inhaling essential oils like ginger, black pepper, or marjoram can support the body's natural response to pain and inflammation, offering you some relief for your sore muscles and achy joints. And then last, digestive support. So if you have nausea or any type of upset stomach, you can inhale oils such as ginger or peppermint, because these can kind of help alleviate nausea, motion sickness, or an upset stomach. Natural inhalants provide a convenient and effective way to support various aspects of your health. And like I said before, they give you immediate effects. And these are some of the effects that I just explained to you. Now, how do you use these herbs? I kind of talked to you about the type of effects they can give you and which systems they can kind of act on. Now we'll talk about how to use these herbs. So number one, you can consider using the steam inhalation method. And this is basically where you boil some water, pour it into a large bowl, add in a handful of fresh or dried herbs, or what I do sometimes, you can often do a few drops of essential oil. Place a towel over your head and create a tent, and then lean over the bowl and inhale the steam deeply for about 5 to 10 minutes. This is if you don't have any type of diffuser, sachets, money, or whatever, but you do have a few essential oils. You got a pot, you got a stove where you can boil some water. This is definitely a budget-friendly method. Another way you can do the steam inhalation method is through using herbal sachets. So you can fill a small cloth bag with dried herbs and inhale directly from the bag. Now these can be carried around for quick on the go. Sometimes I've noticed back in the day they used to put it around their neck so they can constantly be breathing it in. That's another option as well. The other thing is if you have a diffuser. So if you have an essential oil diffuser, you can use a few drops of the essential oils mentioned above for continuous inhalation. Now, there are some budget-friendly diffusers. You can get them online for a couple bucks. You can get the really small ones at Walmart, especially if you just want to put them, room by room, or put some in your kids' room, maybe put one of yours, wherever you want to put it. And then just kind of at night, that's what I would do with my kids, especially if they had a bad cough or cold. I would just put it on at night, put some drops in there, and just let it go. That way, while they're sleeping, they're breathing it in. So that's another way. And I think the diffuser that I got was from Walmart, and I want to say it was about $7. So I got one for each room for my kids. Now, let me give you some budget-friendly herbal remedies for achy joints or bruises that you can make at home. Now, these remedies are simple. They have low-cost ingredients that are easy to find, and they can be used effectively to relieve pain as well as promote healing for any type of achy joints or bruises that you might have. Number one is a compress. It's called ginger compress. Now, ginger is known for its anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties, making it effective for soothing sore joints and reducing swelling from bruising. So what you want to do is grate some fresh ginger and steep it in hot water for about 10 minutes, and then soak a cloth in the ginger-infused water, wring out the excess, and apply it to the affected area for 15 to about 20 minutes. Ginger is inexpensive and it's widely available. Often costs, it costs about a couple of dollars per root. So that is a budget friendly herb to use. Next, Epsom salt. So Epsom salt contains magnesium, which can help reduce inflammation, relax your muscles, and ease your joint pain. So what you want to do is add 1 to 2 cups of Epsom salt to a warm bath and soak for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now, if you want a more targeted approach, you can mix Epsom salt with water to form a paste and then apply it directly to the bruises or the achy joints. Now, a large bag of Epsom salt is affordable and does last a long time, and this makes it a cost-effective remedy while it's on my list. Next is a turmeric paste. So turmeric, and I recommend going to the Indian grocery store if you have one in your neighborhood or can access one, because you can get it a lot cheaper than the $3 or $4 little jars you get at the grocery store. You can actually get a bag of it. So look for the Indian grocery stores. Now, turmeric contains curcumin, which has strong anti-inflammatory and healing properties. So it's very effective for both joint pain as well as bruises. So to make a turmeric paste, you can mix turmeric powder with a small amount of water or coconut oil to create your paste. Put it on the affected area, cover with a cloth, and then leave it on there for like 20 to 30 minutes. And then you take it off and just kind of wash it off. Now, turmeric is a common kitchen spice. It's very inexpensive. You can also use it for cooking as well as different remedies, and you can use it for a variety of different issues. That's the reason why it made my list. So, in closing, in these challenging economic times, taking care of your health does not have to be an added burden. By turning to simple, affordable herbal remedies, you can support your well-being without straining your budget. From foraging local herbs to creating homemade tinctures and salves, the power to heal is in your hands. Remember, nature offers us a wealth of resources, often right outside our doors, that can make a significant difference in our health and our wallets. Keep exploring, stay creative, and trust in the time-tested power of herbs to get you through these tough times. And one more quick thing. No matter what stress that you have in your life, this too shall pass. Pray, leave it at the feet of the Most High, and move forward. This too shall pass. And if you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media sites at The Demystified Herbalist. And until next time, family, I'm out.